Yo, this is AP. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Let's talk some Dr. Dre. EP, The Contract. Dr. Dre made his long-awaited return this week with some new material, some new music, but it wasn't in the form like how we thought it was going to be, and it definitely wasn't the project that we have been expecting for, what, the last almost 15 years, Detox. It wasn't that, but it was an EP full of I think it had how many tracks was on this joint? 6 songs was on this EP, and it was called The Contract. And it wasn't released to streaming services at all. It was actually released in conjunction with the brand new Grand Theft Auto game. We just gonna break the songs down real briefly, 1 through 6. Falling Up, and Falling Up is cool. It was like a little club joint. This is one of the tracks on here. So if I'm not going in order, forgive me, but we're gonna go through all 6 songs. Falling Up, it was okay. The beat had a nice little club vibe to it. It was okay. The beat was aight. The beat was cool. I thought Dre sounded good on it. I mean, and full disclosure, Dre sounds amazing on all of these tracks. I really didn't like the song. I didn't particularly care for the female that was on the track. I could have did without her. It was just okay. The female on the track, she ruined the track. Could have did without her. I'd get her out of here. But it was all right. Then we got The Gospel featuring Eminem. And I thought this song was pretty dope. You could tell that Eminem kind of influenced this whole Dre verse. I can't factually say that Eminem wrote the verse, but you can read between the lines. Dre was writing the instrumental, very, very well. He was, doing sort of like a double time flow, which was dope. One of the lines that kind of stood out to me was when at the beginning of M's verse, M was like a satanic cult, it's an old ritual, slaughtering goats. You're effing with the original, flow sick, and anybody can get it. COVID, I done wrote that was so sharp, I could slit my own throat with it. So rich, got more chips than my shoulders, and I'm about as approachable as a roach is. So you better steer clear from him. Here comes a nuclear bomb for your eardrums, lyricism at its most fearsome and fierce. Then we got Black Privilege. Now, it's a pretty self-explanatory track right here. Dre isn't getting too deep with it, but he's just basically talking about, black wealth, things of that nature, the money. It's a kind of like a small little braggadocious song talking about his wealth and things of that nature. But I actually really, really like this song. I thought the beat was hot. I thought Dre, once again, sounded very dope on it. So this is another song that I liked off this EP. Diamond Mine featuring the late, great Nipsey Hussle and Ty Dolla $ign. This was a very good verse by Nip. Nip's verse is basically talking about leveling up and just taking it to the next level with his grind, with the ladies, having some of the finer things in life when it comes to the materialistic things. So in this verse, Nip is just basically encouraging us to level up and take things to that next level. I thought Ty Dolla, I'm not a fan of Ty Dolla and his music, but I thought he did a good job. The beat is very appropriate for the way Nip is spitting on it. Dre has a good verse on it. A very good song. Very, very high quality song on this EP right here. ETA featuring Anderson .Paak, Busta Rhymes, and Dr. Dre and Snoop. I thought the beat was it took me back. Very reminiscent kind of track. Very cliche-ish, what I'm about to say. Very soulful. I hate when people use that word when describing tracks on albums, but I mean, what other word can you say? The beat was very 70s-ish, 70s-like, very soulful. Very soulful track. The beat was very, very dope. Anderson .Paak did a good job on it. Anderson .Paak is displaying his rhyming skills on this album a lot. Dr. Dre and Anderson .Paak have a pretty good relationship. They worked previously in the past before. Bruno Mars was actually on this album as well. But yeah, I thought Anderson .Paak did a good job. It's a reflective track where Dre and Anderson .Paak are actually going back and forth with their verses. So, with their flows and verses. So it's good to hear that. Busta, he gets reflective on this track as well. He starts in his verse, he goes back and forth a little bit with Dre. It's kind of good because it's good to hear Anderson .Paak, Dre, and Busta and Snoop kind of all go back and forth and intertwine their verses because they were all in the studio recording this song, and there's video and footage on YouTube, and you can check that out as well. Look that up. But yeah, this is a very good song. Busta was talking about, the 80s drug era in the city, New York City, the coke era, the crack era in the 80s. Very, very high quality song. And the last song, the final song that I'm going to review on this album that's on the EP is Scenic Route featuring Rick Ross. And this song, believe it or not, was actually produced by Bruno Mars. Now, this is my favorite song on the album. Dre sets, Dre sounds very good. With him and Rick Ross going a little bit back and forth on it. The horns in this song is absolutely crazy. Anderson .Paak is just murdering, just killing the hook, the chorus. It's a very dope song right here. Clearly clearly the best song on the album. Rick Ross sounded good. Him and Dre was, just basically talking that, that money talk, that celebrity talk, that wealth talk. I mean, that's pretty much all Rick Ross really talks about is his wealth, his celebrity, his money. So Dre got in that Rick Ross bag, and it was good to hear. I'm not saying Rick Ross is one-dimensional at all, but Rick Ross, you just know what you're gonna get when you get a Rick Ross project or a Rick Ross song. I thought for this to be an EP, it was very dope. I'm giving this EP out of 5. Now we're doing the old Source Magazine rating 1 through 5, 1 being terrible, 5 being a hip hop classic. I'm gonna give this joint right here 4 out of 5, 4 mics, 4 out of 5 mics, or just 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely quality music, and it is better than that Compton album that Dre came out almost about 4 or 5 years ago, definitely. So check it out if you can. This is AP. Thank you for watching, as always, and I will check y'all later. Peace.